Today we are going to be learn about uh, PCG network. Okay, so this is a new thing that is introduced in the E5. In the previous year, what we've done is in the landscape. That is also we create a kind of procedurally based on the materials. So let us see how this is going to be work. In short, we call as a PCG is a tool set where you can use to create a kind of procedural content in the Unreal Engine. Okay, it is going to be depend upon your conditions. Like you just used to be give some rules what you can usually generate over here, or how it is going to be generated. Everything that you can use the some of the rules based on that everything it is going to be created over here. Okay, so here the mainly what we can use that kind of terminology, that is the points and the point density. Debug the things how it is going to be generating in your level using the simple boxes. Okay, so there is a points. Okay, and the point density, how much dense of your strength and everything, how much needed and everything, the scaling and everything that you can use to be check it in the point density. You can use to be control it. Okay, so in the first one, so just used to be check how you can used to be create a simple uh, forest volume. For example, if you want to create a kind of forest volume and you want to place it on your landscape. Okay, so for this I'm going to be saving my file first in the maps, and name it as a PCG 101. I want to use to take the landscape first and create. Let's go for the uh, 31 by 31 with 2 by 2, so which is also the half kilometer where you can still be get it out. Okay, or else you can go for the smaller one also. Okay, so it is only for the testing purpose what I'm using here. So let's create a new folder here. There is a PCG, and just want to give some coloring for this, or else you can put it in the favorites if you want. Okay, so then right click here, and here it is not available by default here in the PCG, so you have to be enabled from your plugins. Okay, so go to your plugins and find PCG. Okay, so there you can see the Procedural Content Generation framework. Okay, so it is the external data interpolation and everything. You don't require all these things. Okay, so just take this too, and along this one, I just want to take the volumetrics. Restart it once. Yes. Okay, let's move into this. Okay, so I turned on the some of the volumetric is nothing but, for example, you can see the kind of plots over here, right? Okay, so we just used to find the some of the content over here. So we just going to show plugin content. It's already on. So go to the engine and plugins. Here you can see the volumetric content. Okay, so in this there's a content, and there we have the sky. Yeah. So these are the volumetric materials. Instead of this clouds, you want to add the different style of the clouds. So where you can just get it from here. Okay. So here you can see. So there's a one. Okay, it's loading. Just wait for some time. Okay. So before that, just going to the top. There you can see. Okay, so if you want to create a kind of different style of volumetric clouds and everything, so this is going to be works for you. So you can modify your material and everything here. Okay, or else you can use to be change. You can create a material instance and you can change the different values over here. Okay, so the layer weight. Yeah. Okay, so this is how you can use to create the different style of the volumetric clouds and everything from here. Okay, system reset. Yeah. So now we move into our PCG, and right click here. Now you can see the PCG volume, the PCG that is enabled for you. I'm using the 5.3 now. Okay, so just check it out. So I just want to name it as PCG underscore. forest generic. Just open this. You just right click here, get landscape data. Okay, so that automatically it is going to be take the data from your landscape, what you have in your level. Okay, so after that, so what I want to do take the surface sample from that. You want to spawn something on top of the landscape or the surface, you must need to take the reference of it, right? So for that, we are taking the surface sampler. Okay, so it automatically detects is the landscape and it is going to be take it out. So it just used to be drag and drop into your level. Okay, so that automatically it is going to be scale with the defaults with the 25 by 25. Okay, so I use the some of the data over here. So there is a landscape data I'm taking from my environment, and from that I want to detect where is the surface. On the surface, I want to spawn my all data objects, for example. Okay, so if you want to check it, so right click here, and there's an option. There's a debug. Okay, so you just click on that, and there you can see your cubes over here. So here you can see the different colors over here is nothing but it's a kind of density, how much value that is having. Okay, so and here if you can see there's a lot of things that is going to be automatically it is going to be assigned by the randomly. Okay, so if you want to make it D again, so that is going to be disappears. You see that? Okay. So it's a debugging shortcut is D for this. Okay. It's just toggle the your debug of your node. Okay. So next, what I want to make it little uh, scale, for example. Okay. So let me make it little smaller here. Okay. Set this surface sampler itself, and here we have the point per square. So per square, how many uh, objects that you want to be spawned? Okay, so that is the first one that you can usually see here. So I just go for some point two here, and just click here. Okay, that's almost 0.5. You see that? That's going to be updating here. Okay, and this is a point extension. So which is going to be give the size of your object here. Okay, so I just want to make it a little smaller, for example, 50 by 50 and 50. These are the cubes that you can see here. These are the objects that you are going to be spawned to the next time, the static missions on this position. Okay, so where you want to be spawned by the random. Okay, so if you are okay, so you can usually work it, and there's a looseness. So just go for the 0 so that you can see, and 1, and you want to make it more dense. For example, I just go for the 1. You see that? So these are the values how you can used to be generate your dense of your forest or the any of the asset on your environment. Then we have the seeding. It is going to be give a kind of randomness. Okay, so by default they will give the some of the value. So if you change it, that this will give the kind of little randomness on it. Okay, so I don't want this much. You just go for the 0.1 itself. I just want to create a kind of trees over here. Okay, and I'll just leave it with a 100 by 100. Okay, so let us see with the default values. Okay, and now what I want to be generate trees over here, for example. Okay, so for this I'm taking some of the package that is a spruce forest. Okay, you can take any of them or whatever you wanted. There's a black elder, and there is a megascan trees pack and everything. If you want to use them, you can use them if you want. So you can use a Megascan trace European, and the Megascan another pack also there's a European bridge. So that also you can use it if you want to. Let's check this. Okay. So here I have this surface sampler. Okay. So after this, what I want to add some static mesh first, where I have my cubes over here. Okay. This is not going to be shown in your renders. Okay, so it is a kind of debugging. So how it is going to be work in your currently. So where is the object that you want to be spawned, just drag a wire from this and use static mesh spawner. Okay, so here you can add how many mesh you want it. Okay, so you just select your static mesh, and here you can see the mesh entries. So it is simple like your procedural content that I shown for your trace and everything. Okay, in the previous link. Okay, so you just click over here, and there's a descriptor, and then you just find some screws. So let me take the screws full low. Just go into here. So there you can see it's automatically generated your forest, based on your strength, the density that you are given for your sample. So it is going to be loading. It will take some loading time. So there you see. So I don't want that much dense. I just want to go for 0.5 for example. Understand? So this is all the way how you can to be generate the things. Okay. So I don't want this much. So just to reduce the little volume here. So you want to make it disable this one. So you press A, that is going to be disable, or else you just right click here. There's a enable, okay, and disable. You just used to be make it toggle with this one, okay. So let me check. Okay, so for example, I want this much density only. Okay, so like this, you can used to be generate how much density you want. After that, just used to go for enable this. Sorry, E, so that you can see there. You understand? So where is your cubes are generated in the same place? These are going to be generated the same place. So you have the different. You want to create a kind of winter style. You just go for that, or you just go for the. You have the different style of the bridge forest over here. Okay. First. So you just select this one and here, and I want to add the ender one here. Okay. So we can add the multiple things. How many you want? You can usually add it. Okay. So spruce. Let's go for this half. You can see there. Yes. Okay. So this is all the way how you can usually generate the things. Okay. So I don't want the cubes to be C. You just turn off this with the D key. So that's going to be turned off. Press G. That you can see. Simply you can generate random phrase over here. So next I want to add some rocks and everything, for example. Okay. So let us add in between. I want to add some uh, it's a kind of winter or something, for example. Okay, so you should find this one, and here we have the examples, sample content. There's a summer in the winter, so here we have the winter one also. So here you can see. So for example, I want this one. weight. So if you increase this more weight, so it is going to be added more in your environment. Okay. So for example, I just want to increase more here. For example, I just go for some 0.05. Okay. And what happening here uh, is going to be give some overlapping something, I think. Okay. Let's add some debug. So if you don't want this overlapping to be happen, okay. So at the time, what you can do, we have some before that. What I want to give some random scaling. You can see the kind of same scaling for all your meshes, right? Yes. Okay. I want to give the kind of randomness for this. So for this, we are going to use the transform points. So here we can use this and just disconnect this. In the transform, we can have all the scale and the offset, and we have all the rotation and everything. So I just want to rotation 0 to 350, 360, and a minimum scale 1 to 1.25, for example. Okay, so you can see the kind of randomness over here now. You understand, guys? Yes. Okay, so instead of the same sizes, you can get the different sizes now. Okay, and there's some of the overlappings over here, so I don't want to see the kind of overlapping. Okay, so at the time, what I can do here, so let me, so here you can see the kind of near places, some of them are overlapping. Okay, so what I can do, so we just have the option that is self pruning. Okay, so which is going to be take the overlapping is going to be off. Okay, it is going to take care of all your overlappings. Okay, so now you can see different rotations. Uh, we off this one. There you can see. So this is how it is going to be generated. Okay, so let's add this. Turn off this one. Now you can see more spaces now. So like this, you can add the anything. So in between, I want to add some rocks, for example. So these all are the trees. Okay, so I just want to name it as comment this as a trees. Okay. So next, I just want to take the in this surface sampler. This is the same transform. You can take the duplicate and you can use to be apply it also. Okay. So the transform points. So it's a static mesh spawner. Okay, so now you just used to add the some of the rocks in between. Okay, let me take this one. So just connect this to your surface. Okay, so this is going to give the kind of rocks. Okay, so let us save, and here you can see. So but these rocks are going to be overlapping, that is pointing at your bottom of your trees. So how can we make it off? So same where you can use a self pruning for this also. Okay, and rotation also it is same position that you can see the rotation, the same direction that you can see over here. I just want to give some randomness on it. So here it is going to give the kind of 0 to 360 randomness automatically. There you can see. You understand? Okay. So but still it is going to be generating in the trees, the trees. Okay. What you can do here, just give some difference for this. Okay, so as well as I just want to add some boundaries. Okay, so use the bound modifier. Okay, so which I want to be tell, which is I don't want to be go out of this area, so which I want to make it instead of this only. Okay, so that I want to be give it here. Okay, So after this, I want to give the difference. Okay, so it automatically convert this to this. This is the conversion that is going to be happen for this. Okay, so this is the source. Let's save it now. So this, let's try. Yeah. So here you can see, so which is not going to be generate your rocks in the bottom of your trees now. So there you can see. You can get the default collisions and everything. Okay, here you can see. Is it clear? Okay. You want to add the kind of grass or anything, also you can also do it. Okay, so the rocks, I just want to go for the transform for this. I just go for some 0.521. Okay, so kind of randomness, and let's go for some 2 and use the surface sampler 0.05 for this. And I want to generate some grass also. Okay, so this is all about your rocks now. So let's add some grass for this now. So for the grass, I'm going to use the same surface sampler. So we just used to disable this. So E and E. Okay. So let's check this. So for the grass, we require more density. Change these values. Okay, the points. So for the points, I'm going to change this into the 10 by 10. Okay, so where you can see the very small one, and I want to increase my values over here. There you can see. You want more? Yes, you can. Okay, so this is how you can use to be do it. And there's a looseness. I just want to go for some little loose or the tight. How much dense you want to? Okay, let's just to be go for 0.5 for example. Okay, so this is the density I want for example. So after this, let us duplicate this. Okay, and before this, we require the transform points. Okay, so for this, the rotation, we just go for 360, and we just want to go for minimum is -5. I want to little tilt for this, -5 to 5, for example. Okay, let's add this here and use a static mesh spawner. Okay, so let's add some grass for this. Let's add some mesh, add some grass variant 1 for example. Say, so there you can see. Okay, so it's still loading. So just turn off this one, it boxes. So, but what is the problem here? You are stepping on the grass. Okay, I don't want to be give the collision for the grass. Okay, so for this, we are going to be remove the collision for that. So just go for your static mesh, and here we have the collision system. Okay, so change this into the no collision and save it. Oh, it is still loading and play it. Now you can see. I just want to be turn everything. Before this, we had to be connect the differences here. Okay, so the source over here, So the source is this one, the main, and the difference is going to be up here for this one and this one. Okay, so let us see and just check it out. There you can see the gaps now. Yes. Okay. So now turn on your. It is still loading. Instead of this, we just take some other grass. Okay, and you can also give us some scaling if you want. Just want to go for some on fun. Okay, and I want to add some of the small bushes or something over here. We just used to duplicate it because we want the same property for that. The no collision. So there is a grass, flowers. You can use it. Okay, so let's play. You can see. Okay. So and one more thing. So this is a very beautiful thing what you can used to be see here. And if you want to create a kind of uh, bumpiness, so the if you are creating in a landscape, it is going to be uneven. Okay. If you want to sculpt after some time, or if you want to do some modification, no problem. If you do any modification to your landscape, it's going to be automatically adapted for your landscape. All your trees and the grass, what you are added using your this one. Okay. So let me go for the landscape and used to apply the landmass. Uh, just go for the material and click here. You see that? Okay. So go for the noise, change noise. See that? So just apply some material for this and you can get it how you want to. Okay. So let me make this with a tree. Okay. Yeah. So let me make it flat. And what I want to create a kind of pathway, for example, here. Okay. I want to be create a kind of pathway from on this. So let's right click here and create a blueprint class actor VP underscore spline. Okay, spline path, for example. Okay, I want to create a different splines. Okay, so that's why I given the name for this. There is a spline path. Okay, so for this, we are going to use the spline here. Simple spline. Okay, so let's take the spline here and let me use some distance. Okay, and also you want to give the more seeable in your level. So at the time, what you can do here, we have the allow scale visualization bit. So you just turn on this where you can instantly see your visualize the how much width and everything that it is going to be appears. Okay, so I want to make it this to the width of the 200, for example. Okay, there's a pathway that I want to be create, for example. We just used to give some length. Okay, we can also modify after that. So after this, go into your class defaults and find the tag. Okay, just give a tag name for this. This is the road, for example, or the path, and save it and place it in your level. Okay, so it is not visible. So I just want to give some color for this. It is in the white. So let me go for the colors. Make everything to be the red, for example. Okay, so press G. That you can see here. You understand? Okay, so now you can just to be create a path how you want to. Okay, so let's draw the path. So just move it and so you can create a path how you want to. Okay, so then leave it. Okay, so want to move it a little out, for example. Okay, so this is a kind of path that I have here. I don't want to be spawn all my meshes in this path. Okay, so for this, what you can do, we just go into our main forest generate here. Okay, we just take the get spline data. So this all everything will be how we can use to be calculate the thing. So get spline data from here. Okay, so with this, use the so what what type of the data that you are taking. So it is in the world. So from the world, we have the tag. Uh, the spine has a tag, right? So here, all the world actors with the by the tag, I just want to find it. Or you want to find from the class, you can just give the this BP underscore spine. You can also give the class name also. So instead of that, I'm using the tag name here. Okay, so what I'm given path or what? So go for the defaults and tag. So there's a path. Just paste it here. Okay, so that you can see the get find data of the path. So what you want to do from this, I just want to find the sampler. Okay, so we just used to what I can say. Just disable this. Okay, and check this. Okay, so now just go into here. So we just require the sum of the width for this, right? Okay, so this is the distance that we have to be changed. Yeah, then drag the wire from this, and you can still get the bound modifier. Okay, so in this bound modifier, you have to give the size. Okay, so that is the y-axis. For example, that is a 200, and the 200, for example, just to check this. Subuse this profile. Yeah, there you can see. Did you see that? Okay, so here we have our mesh. Okay, so that it is going to be generated. So just make the subdivisions and increase your segments per unit. Okay, and you used to be change this into the. So next one, what you have to do, we have to give the difference again for this. Okay, we can take the difference. Okay, so just move it little, give some room for this. Okay, so we have to be add the differences for all our trees and the rocks and the grass. Okay, so let's add the difference. Okay, so and disconnect this and connect this to here. Okay, maybe this is going to be appears. It's like a little tricky, so just used to be understand. Okay, so if you understand it, it will be very easy for to create a kind of environments like a forest or any kind of it. Okay, so this is our grass. Disconnect this. Connect. So just connect to the point and this to like this. and this difference has to be added for all. Okay, so let us save. Now you can see it's going to be adjusted as well as the density also is going to be changed. Okay, so let me turn off this E, and there you can see let's create a path for us. So these all are everything how you can used to be create the kind of rules and everything. Okay, so just turn on this, enable all this, and say, oh yeah, I think best. Yes, I think seems to be best. Okay, so just remove this. It's just to be connected individually because we have to be this the best way how we can just be connected out. Yeah, there you can see. So this is all the way how you can create a beautiful environments with all the pathways and everything. Okay, so you want to add the any road or something. You know how you can just create the kind of road generation and everything using the spline tool, using the landscape, right? So you can use that and you can just be place on top of it. Okay, let me create the new blueprint class pp underscore spline bio. Okay, so instead of creating the kind of volumes, I want to create my own style, like customized. Okay, so based on the curves and I want to add some of the trees in some places wherever I require. Okay, so if you want to do it, you just used to create the in the blueprint. I just want to create a blueprint with the spline. Okay, so for this spline, what I'm doing, so here we have the closed loop. It just used to be on it. So let's give some distance. Okay, and compile and save. We don't require, yeah, we require to give the name for this, the tag. So that is uh, biome. Okay, just copy this one in compile and save. So let's create the another PCG graph, PCG underscore uh, biome volume. Okay, so let's open this one. So here you can right click here and get spline data. Okay, so in this we are going to be take the, okay, so first we have to be added, otherwise we are going to be get the warning for this. So let's add the spline biome here. Press G. Okay, so here you can see if you are dragging this, it is going to be drag, and if I hold alt and drag it out, it is going to be with a kind of closed circuit. Okay, it automatically is going to be closed because I am given in the blueprint that is a closed loop. Okay, so that's why it automatically it is going to be closed when you take in the another duplicate of the point. Okay, so I just want to add point here. So for example, like this I have here. Okay, so let's go into the biome here, and in this use this all world and the tag. The name is biome. Okay, and from this I want to add the meshes. So here just go for the spline sampler. Okay, so just used to check it out if you want. You just change this mode into the, sorry, dimension into the interior. Okay, instead of line, so where you can used to be get it here. So just, yeah, I didn't add the volume here. Just drag the volume into here. There you can see. You understand? So you want to create a kind of any house structures like a group of the houses or anything. So this is the way how you can used to be added the things. Okay. So after this, just turn off this one. Okay, and what I can say to do here, yeah. So we can take the transform points and this to add some static mesh spawner for this into your sample spacing 15. So I just change this into the relative. I just go for the sum 0.2 here. Okay. So let's add the so them. I just want to go for tropical jungle and the mesh is a trees. Let's take some and this one. Let's save. Switch to change this into three dimensions. So the spacing. So there you can see. So you can see the kind of like if you want to create a kind of form, just used to create a kind of form or something. Order. Okay, so you just turn off this. So see here. Okay. So if you change your things, okay. So for example, I just used to modify this one. That automatically it is going to be added. Okay, you see that. So this is how beautifully you can usually generate the things. So I'll just remove my layer star. There you can see. So this is how you can used to be create the things. Okay. So instead of that, you want to add the more things. You can used to be add how many, what are the things that you want. You can used to be add it out. Okay. So we just used to duplicate it. So I just want to give some transform values to this, for example, and I just used to give some randomness, for example. You just give the some 15, 20, and let's go for some 25 and 25, and the rotation 3, 3, 7 and 7 with the 360 here. Okay. So in the scaling also, I just want to reduce little down, zero point 0.6 for example. There you can see. You can get the kind of randomness now. You want to create a kind of form, you just leave the values where it is, or else you want to create a kind of randomness, you just give the kind of offset values here. So after this, you just go for the some duplicate of this, okay, or else in this itself, you can add more. Just want to add the things inside of this itself. First, here you can see. So like this, you can create the whatever you want, but you want to be add more. Okay, you can add it, but you must require this volume. Okay, so I just used to be increase this into the 15. Okay, so then go into your where is this APS client bio, and here if you duplicate it is not going to be possible to add it to the next. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to select in your details panel and duplicate it and paste it to the next. You can see there. Okay, and you can modify how you want it. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so this how beautifully you can used to be add environments and everything, how the what is the meshes and everything you want it. Okay, instead of this, you want to be add the kind of house structures or something, the group of houses. You can also used to be added and add the kind of road systems and everything. Okay,